June 12, 2018, was a scorcher in the real world. At Westmouth Middle School, students like Jimmy lounged inside classrooms with melting ice cream cups, while teachers, including Mr. Hutt, ran around the playground laughing, tossing water balloons and spraying water guns as part of the school's annual day of summer fun. But inside the digital worlds of the Pokémon video games, the atmosphere was very different. Deep within Team Plasma's massive headquarters, a cold metallic hum filled the air. N, the former leader of Team Galactic, and now the reluctant servant of Team Plasma, stepped into the main chamber. There, waiting for him, was a man cloaked in shadows. A man known only as G. N bowed. "So you wanted me for something." G smiled thinly. "Indeed. And I have good news. Your failures were not failures at all." N blinked. "What do you mean?" G stepped forward, eyes gleaming. "Every attempt you made. The mind control serial. The escape from the digital world. The Rayquaza energy siphon. All of it gave me data. Valuable data. And now the first 2 phases of my grand plan are complete." N swallowed. "So what is phase 3? G chuckled. "A surprise. But before I begin, I need one final piece of information. Data on the 3 legendary Pokémon who keep ruining our plans." N stiffened. "That bothersome Johnny, Lugia, and Zekrom." "Exactly," G said. "To gather that data, you must get close to them. And to do that, you must become one of them." He revealed a transformation machine, a towering device crackling with purple electricity. "Today," G said, "you will become Shadow Lugia." N hesitated. "And then, G whispered, "you will spend the day with them. Learn their strengths, their weaknesses, their habits, their allies. Bring me everything." Before N could protest, the machine roared to life. A flash of blinding light filled the chamber. And N was no longer human. He was Shadow Lugia. Dark feathers, glowing red eyes, and a powerful aura that radiated corruption and mystery. G waved him off. "Go, find them, and do not fail me this time." Shadow Lugia spread his wings and flew into the digital sky. Meanwhile, far from Team Plasma's base, 3 legendary Pokémon soared above a peaceful digital landscape. Johnny the Reshiram, Lugia, and Zekrom. They had just saved their 500th digital world, a milestone that left them proud. And exhausted, the 3 legendaries landed and sat on a grassy hill. Johnny stretched his wings. "We need a break." Zekrom nodded. "A full day off. No rescues. No emergencies." Lugia checked her Poké-Tablet 26, scanning for danger. "All clear. No threats. No distress signals. We're free." They smiled at each other. A day off. Finally. But before they could decide where to go, a shadow passed overhead. A Shadow Lugia landed nearby. "Hello," he said smoothly. "I heard you 3 were taking a day off. Mind if I join you?" Johnny, Lugia, and Zekrom exchanged glances. He seemed friendly enough, and another legendary joining them sounded fun. "Sure, the more the merrier," Johnny said. Shadow Lugia smiled, though deep down, guilt flickered for a moment. The 4 legendaries voted on where to go first. Lugia, Lagoona Lake. Johnny, Lagoona Lake. Zekrom, Lagoona Lake. Shadow Lugia, Pokémon Park. The vote was 3-1. Lagoona Lake it was. The lake shimmered like liquid crystal. Sandy beaches sparkled under the digital sun. A family of Lapras glided across the water, singing soft melodies. Johnny and Zekrom built a giant Poké Center-shaped sandcastle, laughing as Zekrom accidentally zapped the sand into glassy sculptures. Lugia and Shadow Lugia dived underwater, weaving between coral reefs and schools of love disc. After resurfacing, they discovered a tiny, shell-shaped island at the center of the lake's surface that was ruled entirely by Squirtles, who waved at them proudly from their miniature kingdom. After an hour of swimming, building, and exploring, the four Legendaries dried off and headed to their next destination. Pokémon Park was alive with color, music, and the smell of carnival food. Johnny tried cotton candy, but it wasn't Pokémon edible, so he spat it out dramatically. Shadow Lugia burst into laughter. The vendor apologized and handed Johnny a Pokémon-safe cotton candy, which Johnny devoured happily. Next came the roller coaster, a twisting, looping ride that nearly flung Zekrom off during a sharp turn. The park should probably make that safer, Lugia said, clinging to her seat. Then they played a basketball hoop game. Lugia sank shot after shot, winning a giant Rayquaza plush. Johnny clapped. "You're amazing." Shadow Lugia felt a strange warmth in his chest. He wasn't supposed to enjoy this. He wasn't supposed to like them. But he did. Next came Pokémon Go, kart racing. Johnny won first place. Zekrom came second. Shadow Lugia third. And Lugia fourth. But she laughed the whole time. Trainers approached them for autographs on Ultra Balls and Pokeballs. "We're so glad you protect our worlds," one trainer said. Shadow Lugia felt another pang of guilt. He was here to betray them. But they were so kind. Inside the park's arcade, neon lights flashed and machines beeped. Each legendary picked a game. Lugia played Pikachu Jumper. She timed her jumps perfectly, avoiding electric shocks. Score: 1996. Prize: 50 tickets. Johnny played Pick That Legend. He assembled a story about a boy who becomes a legendary hero. It sounded suspiciously like his own life. Prize: 35 tickets. Shadow Lugia played Survive the Night. He checked cameras, closed doors, and avoided animatronic Nidoking, Fennekin, and Charmander. Despite running out of power in the game and seeing Nidoking's glowing eyes in his doorway while creepy music played, and he realized he was probably about to lose, he held out to the very end and managed to survive until 6 a.m. Prize: 1987 tickets. He pretended to swim in the tickets, making the others laugh. And Zekrom played the Galaxy Invader. He blasted enemy ships and destroyed a massive galactic space station boss. Prize: 175 tickets. Together, they earned 2,247 tickets. They bought 4 Pokewalkers, each one costing 500 tickets, which were Reshiram, Lugia, Zekrom, and Shadow Lugia themed. They also purchased 4 glow-in-the-dark gold tokens using their remaining tickets, with the words, "I visited Pokémon Park," etched on each token. Their stomachs rumbled. Time for food. At the park's Hunger Hut concession stand, Zekrom ordered a Pokémon edible triple fudge Comet Swirl milkshake, small fries, and a midnight black cheeseburger. Lugia ordered a Pokémon edible double crispy fish and cheese sandwich, medium fries, and a sparkling sea water drink. Shadow Lugia ordered a Pokémon edible double cheeseburger with no pickles, tomatoes, lettuce, or onions, large mozzarella sticks with red dipping sauce, and a dark cola with no ice. Johnny teased him. "Why order a burger with nothing on it?" Shadow Lugia shrugged. "I like it simple." And Johnny ordered a Pokémon edible Hawaiian pizza slice, 3 extra-large legendary-size Bosco sticks with red dipping sauce, and a limited-edition fiery red Reshiram popsicle, which had the wrong eye color printed on it. Johnny complained the eye color should have been blue like a real Reshiram's eyes like the package showed, not green on the actual popsicle, and the others joked and said his popsicle must have had a manufacturing defect. They laughed, ate, and planned their next stop. They decided to visit iconic locations from each Legendary's original game. Lugia's Origin, Whirlpool Islands, from Pokémon Soul Silver version. They soared above swirling whirlpools and jagged cliffs. The water sparkled like diamonds. Shadow Lugia whispered, beautiful. Zekrom's Origin, Sky Arrow Bridge, from Pokémon White version. A massive bridge stretched across the horizon. Trainers and Pokémon walked below like tiny dots. Johnny gasped, it's incredible. Shadow Lugia's Origin, unknown. When asked where he came from, Shadow Lugia froze. He didn't know enough about Shadow Lugia's lore. Oh, some Colosseum game, he said vaguely. Don't remember the locations. Johnny, Lugia, and Zekrom exchanged confused looks. But let it slide. Lugia then did a cooking demo at the Lumino City Pokémon Center. She demonstrated how to make her famous deep-sea stew, using a translation device so humans could understand her. Trainers took notes. Johnny and Zekrom watched in awe. Shadow Lugia sneaked a second bowl when no one was looking. He felt guilty again. He liked these three. He admired them. But he had a mission. Their final stop was Diamond Lake, a peaceful place where the sunset painted the sky in gold and pink. The four Legendaries lay side by side, watching the sun dip below the horizon. A brilliant blue comet streaked across the sky. Shadow Lugia's transformation began to flicker. He stood up. I have to go. Another world needs me. Johnny nodded. You should continue doing a good job out there. Lugia smiled. We had a great time with you. Zekrom waved. Come hang out again someday. Shadow Lugia hesitated, and then flew off quickly before they could see the guilt in his eyes. Johnny watched him disappear. Strange guy, he murmured. But fun. The trio looked through the photos they had taken throughout the day, laughing at the memories. They agreed. They needed more days off like this. Then they flew home to rest. Back at Team Plasma headquarters, Shadow Lugia landed just as the transformation wore off. N, now human again, stumbled inside, exhausted but strangely emotional. G, now revealing his full name, Getsis, approached him. Well, he demanded. N handed him the plasma data gatherer, filled with information about Johnny, Lugia, and Zekrom. Getsis smiled. For once, you did not fail. He turned away, already analyzing the data. This, he said, is the final piece I needed. Phase 3 begins soon. N hesitated. Getsis, can I trust you? Getsis did not answer. N walked away, unsure of his future. And unsure of himself. Johnny, Lugia, and Zekrom slept peacefully, unaware that their relaxing day off had unknowingly given their greatest enemy exactly what he needed. But for now, the trio had their memories, their laughter, their friendship, and the digital worlds remained safe. At least for today.